want to open Lewis up. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, Steve?
What's happening, man? What can I help you out with today, sir?
Hey, I wanted to do some role play. It's okay with you. I wanted to just get into the point of getting a hook claim and get that appointment set up.
Beautiful. What's the objection that you get the most?
I'll get not right now. Have to go back to work. I'm working from home. And I get the just basically not interested at the moment.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I love it. I mean, hit me.
Okay. So here we go. Knock, knock.
Hello.
Hey there, my name is Luis. I'm working alongside your electricity provider. Listen, we're here in the neighborhood because we're cutting the cost of your electricity bill about 80 to 90%. I don't want to waste a lot of your time, but have you looked into alternatives with your electricity provider to bring the cost of consumption, especially for summer?
No, not really, but, I don't have time for this right now, man. You guys leave some information?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave you everything as far as information. I knew that before even I came here. The reason we're here is because Michael and Francisco, they were actually complaining about paying $140, $150 on electricity. We're helping them down to like $20. So we're going to be in the neighborhood for the next couple of days. We will love to just show you how you can reduce the cost of your electricity to 80%. Let me ask you this before I step out. If I can do one thing, just the one thing that will allow you to bring down the electricity costs of your consumption for the rest of your life in this home, what will that one thing will be for you?
Yeah, I don't know. We've talked to some of you guys before. I mean, I think you guys came by here a couple other times, but I just don't think we're going to be interested.
Of course. And you know what? I'm going to take full responsibility for all those guys that did you wrong and didn't give you the right information. And I'm going to tell you why we're different. Look, if I cannot make that happen to you, if half of what I'm not saying is true, I'll pay your electricity bill for the next 2 months. Just give me a shot where I can lower the cost of your electricity bill, get it down to zero, and show you the way that you can get paid from the IRS and get your money back into your pocket without having to come up out of pocket.
Yeah, but it sounds like a scam, though.
No, it's actually, I agree with you. It sounds too good to be true, right?
It sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, but the reality is a lot of your neighbors have been doing it, and that's why we're doing it for Francisco and Michael. You've probably already seen them panels been installed on the roof. So, look, like I said, I don't want to waste up your time. I do have a couple more appointments to go in. Actually, I have a 5 p.m. and a 6 p.m. I'm going to have to run. But I'll tell you what, I'll build up a savings report for you. I'm not here to twist nobody's arm. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, you go left, I go right. All we want to do is make sure that you have the right information in your hands. And if we do, like I said, we cannot do that, we'll pay for your electricity bill for the next 2 months. How about that?
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, it was good. But I didn't really like the part where you're like, I gotta go. But if you want it, I said, like, it didn't feel good.
Okay, just wanted to create some urgency, but I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw what you were doing, but I think on that situation too, when you're trying to create urgency is, maybe find a better way to do it rather than like, oh, you're going to miss out. Because I'm missing out on something I don't even understand yet.
Yeah.
Got that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's where I would look at, what's another way you could create urgency right there?
We'll be like, hey, you know what? We have a couple of spots available through the Encore Electric program. Your neighbor Francisco took one of them. I have 4 more to go. That actually pays you to do the switch to solar, literally cash in your pocket for doing the switch to solar. I will love to make sure that I can show you this information, and that way you can take advantage of those spots because they're going up quick because of summer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's decent. But I think and maybe it works. So I'm not saying it's terrible, but I think the part where it feels like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood and I'm only doing 6 houses and then we got to go, it's like, I don't know if I even buy that, I hear that stuff all the time and like, I'm like, all right, but like, I think there's a better way, So think about this, like maybe dial down, make it more real for the customer. So what is real to the customer? the bill. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now we've got the bill. Now what's somebody in the neighborhood that you're not going to actually pay? 150, 200, 250?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you should know that. You should know that, like, going into this, because you do the deals, right? So, hey, look, the average, and I would say this, hey, the average person in this neighborhood spending about $250 a month, and I would give them something. Hey, the average person spending about $250 per month in their electric bill, does that sound about right for you? I'm bringing them back into the call or the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what? We pay a little bit less than that. Oh, perfect, man. That's awesome. So if I could save you 80%, okay, if I could save you $160, okay, which that's basically going to be about $2,000 per year, would you give me 10 minutes to share with you what we're doing?
I love it.
And so now it's like, dude, now you've like latched into something that I do care about. Because I'll tell you, like, I don't know if I care about something that I don't know about yet. And the people that aren't doing this deal, they just don't know about it. I mean, would you agree? I mean, to be honest, like, dude, if people actually knew and understood the solar deal, they would do it. They don't do it because they don't understand it yet. Yeah, the deal's no brainer. And so that's where I just have to know that I need to talk about something that's real. I got to solve a real problem, something that maybe they deal with every month. And then you could even tell them, listen, I know $2,000 per year, you know, it's not a big thing. Okay. But this is going to be over the life of this is going to be over the next 20 to 30 years, you know? So when you actually look at doing this, and we're really saving you about $45,000, and, you know, this is going to put one of your kids through school. You know, and all of a sudden now, dude, I'm like tapping into something that's real. And I'm like, and that is what sets a hook. Oh, okay, yeah, you know what? So how do you do it? You know, and this is where when you take somebody from a no to a maybe, Grant always talks about this. He's like, guys, you aren't always looking for a yes. You're trying to find things that they can like turn that corner. You know, so listen for things like this. I'm talking to everybody right now. I'm not just talking about to Lewis right now, but I'm talking to everybody. Listen for when somebody says, how does that work? Oh, really? You can do that? Nah, you can't do that. Like, dude, they're thinking about it. Something shifted. Grant talks about this in the Mastering Objections. He says, look for the moment they change their viewpoint on it. They make a decision. They're like, whoa, okay, maybe there's something I don't know. And so when you can see that, man, lean in on that thing right there, whatever it was. That's why you want to listen for it. Okay, so excellent. What were your takeaways on that, Lewis?
Well, I just wrote a couple
that
things.
You can use.
So I want to basically be more into the authority of the neighborhood, saying, hey, you know what, your neighbors are paying about 140, 160 per month. Does that sound right for you? And then that way I can create the awareness and basically knowing that they're paying that, knowing what they're paying overall average. Yeah. And then, okay, great. If I can save you 80 to 90% of that, would you just give me 10 minutes to share the information that I got to show you? That's
so good observation right there on that, man. He said, use the word, I want to be the authority in this space. And that is, it's like you picked up on it actually. So thank you. I'm teaching you guys how to have altitude in the conversation. So when you come in and if you guys been on my calls, I know a lot of you have, but if you guys have been on my calls, I talk a lot about sometimes you need to be the buyer and the seller. You need to know what that customer is thinking, and you need to be able to know what's happening and use that information. So if you come into the deal and I'm like, hey, Lewis, listen, I understand you're not interested. Listen, this is a cold door knock, and I wouldn't even expect you to be interested at this point. But currently what's happening right now is the people in this neighborhood spend about $160 per month on their electric bill, and we can lower it by 80%. Now, if I can do half that, would you give me 10 minutes? You know, so you see how I can take a person from, no, I'm not interested. Guys, listen, I want you to just look at the situation. You should know going up to the door or making the phone call or having the conversation that they are not interested. You're like, what? Dude, if they were interested, they would have came to you. They're not interested yet. Your job, your sole job is to create interest. So when somebody says, I'm not interested, dude, you should have known that in the first place. That's why you have a job. Because there's people that aren't interested yet. So if we can get them interested, we can sell them the product. So we got to know going into this deal that somebody saying they're not interested, that doesn't mean the deal's over.
Yeah.
It means the deal is just getting started. And so when you guys do that, man, just roll with that. So when you listen to the training, oh, you know what? Thank you, man. We're not interested. Hey, I understand you're not interested. Listen, I'm just knocking on your door cold. Didn't expect you to be interested today. My job is to go around and handle alternative electricity for this neighborhood. Currently, people in this neighborhood spend about $160 per month on their electric bill. Does that sound about right for you? Yeah, good. We're going to lower that 80%. Okay, if I can do that, will you give me 10 minutes? I'll tell you exactly how we do it. And if you don't like what I have to say, look, I'll go my way, you go your way. I'm sure we'll both be fine. Okay, you got 10 minutes? That sound like it'll work, Lewis?
Yep.
My man, keep rocking.
Thank you,
keep rocking, man. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. All right, guys.